this is Fuberdooge, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Fall of Cybertron, Grimlock vs. Bruticus, Grimlock. So as you can see, this is the Fall of Cybertron mold, and I think the only difference is he has chrome here and here. As you can see, it's very, very shiny, and I do rather like the chrome, because I am a huge fan of chrome, as you might already know. So, in Dino mode, it doesn't look too terribly bad. I actually do think it looks fairly decent, except for the one thing I think is that the tail is way too big, but I can deal with that. So, not too bad in robot mode, I have to say. Pretty decent looking. Just, overall, pretty good. It is fairly reminiscent of the G1 Grimlock toy, and I will get a size comparison here in a second. But the few things that you can do is you can pull this lever back here, and it does open up. And one thing that's really cool is if you pull it back long enough, it does have an LED in there, which I think is really cool. And his eyes light up and everything. That's just really neat. So for articulation, these things are on ball joints and they do pop off very easily. His head does not rotate, which kind of stinks. It can move sort of like that if you really count that as articulation. His legs are really interesting. If you kind of untransform this, you can really fiddle with it. This thing is just really awkward with joints, so it's really hard to move around. But theoretically, you could move this back and forth. This does rotate, and this does bend here, and you can wiggle his toes. Nothing really at the tail. You can't really move his tail around very much. So, putting the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock there, this is pretty much the only size comparison I was going to do anyway. But here he is with the G1 Grimlock toy. So as you can see, you can kind of definitely tell some of the similarities in this figure. This is, obviously this is on the bottom on the original toy, but this, they decided to put that there because this transforms slightly different. But you can see just the various details that are the same, like the red eyes are the same. My chrome is definitely faded on here, but this was more chrome and this is more gold, so they can replace chrome with gold, except for here. So, yeah, that's the only size comparison I'm going to do. So anyway, to transform this guy, what you want to do is just attach this whole thing and fold it back like so, and that reveals the head. This whole tail thing is really hard to pull apart. It's just stuck together so snugly, so you really, really have to use quite a bit of force. And that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to break this toy. I'm actually not going to have this toy for very long, to be honest, but I just don't want to break it, so it's really hard. I suppose you could pull that up first, and that kind of helps, but this tail just doesn't want to come apart. And there we go, we finally got apart, but it's so nerve-wracking. So you can fold out the feet here, and this rotates on a double hinge and just pegs into place like so. And so you have his feet pretty much done. I do like how they hide the tail. And then you can fold these pieces out if they will allow you. They're on really heavy ratchets, and it's just so tough to get out. And so you pull this. This one always gives me the toughest time. I just feel like I'm going to totally snap it. Or snap something. That's what I don't like about this toy. Just too heavy. You could hear how loud those were. I just wish they wouldn't be as tight. And I can't get this arm all the way down, so it's going to be sticking out a little bit. Because you might not be able to see this, but here, there's like a certain joint where this hooks into place. And I might break that if I keep pushing it. I might stress this too much. I can already see it's bent a little bit. I could probably, yeah, there are stress marks in there. You might not be able to see that, but I just feel like I'm going to break this eventually. So you just really have to be careful. And I can't even do that all the way, so I'm just going to leave that be. You want to fold these up like so into those little cavities. Take this, rotate this all the way back, and that just sits there, and then you can move these wherever. I like to flare them out just to be a little bit reminiscent of the original toy, just so it gives them sort of wings. And this doesn't. There we go. I finally got it to go, and this just likes to pop off all the time. So his hands are already out automatically. You can just move these back however you like so. And well, everything. There's nothing really like solid on here. It's all parts that you can always pop off. So I suppose that's sort of good, where to the effect that you can't break anything. But I don't know. Something about this toy, I just don't really. I don't say I wouldn't like it. I'm just kind of indifferent towards it. So there he is in his robot mode. And his robot mode, I think, looks pretty good. Overall, fairly decent. The back, you got a bunch of gaps and stuff, but you're always going to get that with Hasbro. So, yeah, there he is. And he comes with 2 weapons. Well, technically, 1 weapon. This is a shield. And this is really weird. I can never get him to hold this. I suppose you could peg it onto here, but I just think that looks super awkward. So, something to the effect of that. And then you can put this in his other hand. I'll fold this up. I do like the way that these look. They're translucent pieces of plastic. This does not want to stay in very well, so it just kind of loose in there. Like, as you can see, it just falls out like that. The other hand isn't much better. So, there he is with his weapons, and I think that looks pretty cool. Just like the video game, at least as I can recall. So, putting him here. Here he is with a G1 Grimlock that's very loose. There he is with him. And he doesn't like to stand either. But there they are together. Obviously, he looks a lot more awkward in robot mode. But I still like him better, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I'm not, like, against it. It's really weird to explain. I would recommend getting this guy, but I can't say I'm a huge fan of it. So, that's it for the size comparisons. There's no use in bringing out anyone else. Unless if you want to see a deluxe size, in which case... Here is Armada Starscream. So yeah, I believe that's Voyager class. I always get Voyager and Leader mixed up. Leader's bigger, I believe. So yeah, that's it for Grimlock. So if you want to get this guy, I'll put a link in the description below for the whole set. Or I suppose I could put a link in the description for just a singular Fall Cybertron Grimlock figure. I do like that he's included in this set, so therefore it's not just Grimlock. Like, it's not just Bruticus, because I wouldn't pay $112 for a combiner. At least like a cheap Hasbro combiner, especially with the letdown that I've had with Onslaught here. But I'm glad that they included him, because then it gives kind of Grimlock to be pitted up against someone, and so I think that's really cool. So, I think that's about all there is to say. So if you like this video, please like it, please share, and please subscribe to my channel if you feel led to do so. And also, check out some of my other stop motion videos if you would like to search on my channel. You can find them, they're very easy to find. And so, this is Fuber Dude saying, keep playing, guys.